Hello everyone, hope you guys are having a good day. Oh my. Alright, sorry. Second I start streaming, Steam opens. It's stupid. But yeah, so today we are going to be live streaming because we have a high risk for severe weather, and that is located over northern Mississippi, southern Tennessee, and northern Alabama, northeastern Mississippi, sorry. Um, and yeah, so sorry I'm starting this a little late. Had a lot of school today. Um, yeah, apparently we're live. I'm just going to continue to have the stream. I'm going to have the stream on, make sure don't drop any frames here. And yeah. So let me just check audio. Oh yeah, audio sounds great. So I think everything's working. All right. So to get started, so we did have a violent tornado just a little bit ago. We're going to be using Radar Omega today. I kind of got it set up a little better. So it's not so confusing looking. I'm going to reload it here. Sorry about that. All right, here we go. So Radar Omega is a little slower than, it's a little more slow than Radar Scope. I like Radar Omega though. Radar Omega, sorry. But it also shows confirmed tornado warnings, which is very helpful. Tornado emergency right there. That is just insane. We can see these purple areas are high risk. These lines, slight risk right here, enhanced right here. Same over there, moderate risk in the red and green. Inside this area is the marginal. Purple areas are high risk, and in that high risk, we have a very strong tornado. I'm not gonna rate it or anything because I'm not gonna do that. Let's just focus on what we have right now. Very strong storm. Very nice looking supercell. This went right through Brent and Centerville a little bit ago. We play the radar out, not 75 frames. Let's just do like 7. And you can see it has shown some signs of losing its hook a little bit now. This is still an insane hook though, so still something we need to watch for sure. I mean, this is going to be the main focus right now. Very strong rotation right to the south of Montevallo and Wilton. It's right to the north of Bibb Mill, kind of right here. Now, this is right next to the Birmingham radar, so it's going to be a little hard to, I guess, see. But when it was by Brent, I was just a perfect distance away from the radar. There was a very strong TVS, a big CC drop. Or not big, but just a deep CC drop. One of the best ones I've ever seen. We can go to CC right now and see if we still have one. And if we have a tornado on the ground, we probably do have some kind of CC drop. And it's kind of hard to tell. We likely do, though. I think that could be it right there. But yeah, this is a strong tornado, though. Nothing to play around with. And we go further to the north. We have some tornado warnings up here. These are just radar indicated. We have some tornado reports from earlier today, which that's one thing I like about Radar Omega. It shows you like reports and stuff. There's a kind of a lot right now. I might just do this actually. I'm going to turn off all that. We're just gonna have tornado reports on just to make it a little less crowded. Let's turn off flood reports also. All right. All right. Here we go. All right, yes, we can see those tornado reports from earlier. This tornado warning is in our high risk. This is in Gadsden, Alabama. I think that's just the best radar we have for this cell. Go to reflectivity. We don't seem to have a CC drop with it. We go to reflectivity. Let's let it load here. Decent looking supercell. Not as good as the other one, but so much lightning with this also. But having inflow right here. This is definitely an HP supercell though. And not a perfect one either. This is a supercell, but it's not as good looking as the one further to the south. It's more embedded in rain. A lot of these tornadoes today are very rain wrapped, which is a problem. But I'm gonna turn lightning detection on just like 5 minutes to get rid of a lot of these strikes. And Seems like the stream is going good. There's no good it's good frame rate. There's no freezing or anything. That's normally a problem I have. It just freeze. All right. Yeah. It's a little laggy, all right. So pretty much these are the two main cells to watch right now. We have 103 alerts right now. 2 tornado emergencies, a lot of tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, and a lot of rainfall warnings and stuff. That's for... that's not in the southeast, though. That's not even in the U.S. But, yeah, and then we have some special weather statements. Those are in the U.S., but Radar Omega shows special weather statements, which is something that Radarscope doesn't do. That's kind of a plus if you're looking for that type of thing. So yeah. And we have a ton of flash flood warnings now. We have a giant one covering most of northeastern Mississippi. We have one in, it's right to the north of Tuscaloosa, and several in Georgia, North Georgia, and then, yeah, it seems like we have a cell in northern Mississippi. Let's check this. I think this is right along the front. So let's go look at that. All right, yeah, so these two cells are looking decent. A little bit worse for tornado potential, especially this one. It is severe warning, though, for 1 inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Pretty standard warning. We can see we have, it looks mainly linear. So tornado threat, if this is a little low, we go to velocity. You can see if it has any rotation. And I don't think we're going to have any rotation with it. Maybe a little bit. Considering the environment we have, though, today, anything could produce, or not anything, but most storms have a chance of producing something tornadic. But we have some broad rotation right there. Not much to worry about right now, but something that, if it strengthens, it could go maybe tornado warned. Maybe in the next hour or so. We have some tornado warning or severe thunderstorm warning up the line, right to the west of Nashville, and a few in southern Kentucky. We're not going to focus on the severe warnings though today, considering we have tornado emergencies right now in central Alabama. So let's go down to those. And you're right there, right to the southeast of Montevallo and right to the southwest of Cholera. We have a very strong circulation. We got a velocity. And this is just still very strong right there. And I'm sure we have a CC drop. It might be hard to see, though. If it was like how it was last time. Or last skin. Yeah, we still can't really see. So I don't know for sure if there's any CC drops in here, but I'm sure there could be somewhere in there. It's kind of hard to tell, though. Yeah, this is our tornado emergency right here. Let me see if it's still tornado emergency. No, it's only it's tornado emergency. Sorry. This other pink line or magenta line right here, that is our high risk. And I think the SPC did a pretty good job with. So yeah, let's go up to Gadsden, because Gadsden's under a tornado warning. No CC drop with any of this, but we do have a supercell right here. This is a very HP storm. And just by looking at this, reflectivity looks like the rotation or circulation might be somewhere in there. We go to velocity and see how much we have. We don't have a whole lot of rotation with this cell. We do have a little bit right here, but still definitely something to watch. It's only a radar indicated tornado warning. These tornado reports right here are from earlier today. See, this one's from 2:42 p.m., which right now it's 6:38. If you're in Alabama, it's actually 5:38 or 5:39 now. Yes, you can see we do have some pretty tight rotation right there. That's going to be moving northeast, and we'll eventually go into Floyd County, Georgia. probably within the next couple of hours. So, yeah, now let's go back to our tornado emergency. This is the 636 scan. I think this is the same one from last time, but we still have. Yeah, this is the same one from last time. I'm pretty sure. All right, so guess let's just wait for. Okay, yeah, new scan 638. All right. Our rotation seems maybe have weakened a little bit right here. This is very close to the radar. The radar is right up here. Actually, the radar is just about. Let's see. Radar is only about 6 miles away from the circulation arm. Let me get that more accurately. Maybe around 5 to 5.5 miles away from the center of the circulation. So pretty close to the radar. And we're lucky that's not too close to it. But this is a very, very good-looking supercell. Kind of reminds me of the SOSO one from last Easter. Just with the general shape of it. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to be rated as like the SOSO supercell, and I'm not saying it's going to be rated as an EF4 or anything like that. I'm just saying visually on radar it looks like the SOSO supercell. Now, the rating of this, I'm not going to pre-rate this, but it did hit a lot of structures in Brent and Centerville, especially the southeast side of Centerville, and there's reports of extensive damage out there. So this was probably a pretty strong tornado when it went through. Or just by looking at radar, you could tell this was a strong tornado. So yeah, and not really much to look at with this right now. Go into dual pane mode here. Kind of wish Radar Omega had quad pane, but they don't. Radar Scope has that though. But I'm trying to use Radar Omega for today's live stream. And yeah, so also just on the rotation seems to have broadened out a little bit with the 639 scan. And still, this is not a storm you want to play around with though. We probably still have a tornado on the ground considering the National Weather Service hasn't gotten rid of the tornado emergency. All right, so let's go over to the Storm Prediction Center here, and this is also something to note. This is a very we've had 2 high risks within the last 8 days. We had one last Wednesday on St. Patrick's Day. Most people remember that, and we have one today, of course, which that's very significant to have 2 within 8 days of each other. We haven't. I mean, before March 17th, we didn't have one for almost 2 years. So this severe weather season so far has been pretty significant, especially this mid and late March. So hopefully April's a more calm month this year. But yeah, it's only March though. Keep this in mind. Keep that in mind. All right, the stream seems to be. Seems to have had a problem, but I think it's fine. But yeah, keep this in mind. What was I gonna say? This is only March, and we've already had 2 high risks. Now, Dixie really peaks in severe weather around April. That's how it's been for a long time. So, I mean, it's kind of weird to have this much severe weather only in March, and we still have April to come. So hopefully April will be a very calm month for the South. But yeah, so we have a new reflectivity scan for this. It's kind of hard to tell because it's so close to the radar. The radar is right here. But still a nice looking storm. Might be getting a little cut off by all this rain around it. And it's right to the south of Hoover and Birmingham. And it's going northeast. It'll eventually go into kind of close to maybe to Oxford, Anniston, and then into Carroll. Maybe the north side of Carroll County, Georgia. So still a pretty strong storm. Right here, and so let's go up into northeastern Alabama here. Let's check back in on this Gadsden storm. Sorry, this is a little, radar Omega is a little slow for me. Alright, yeah, so you can see still a decent looking supercell. Actually, it doesn't look too good. But it's kind of doesn't really show signs of weakening or strengthening. Kind of just maintains its appearance and reflectivity. Now let's take a look at velocity. Looks like our rotations are around maybe right here. That's where I'd like to watch. It's right to the southeast of Gadsden, and it's going to go up right to the north of Piedmont. So this is a radar indicated circulation here. We have some tornado reports to the south of it, and those were from earlier today. This is going to continue maybe northeast, maybe go towards Cave Spring, then maybe even into Rome, Georgia. It's Rome, Georgia, especially the south side. They've already had a tornado warning today. Maybe a potential tornado. And that happened a few hours ago. That's since kind of moved into the mountains and not really done too much. So yeah, now let's go back down to our tornado emergency. We don't seem to have any more tornado warnings. And we don't. Scroll up to the north here. No, we don't have any. All right. Like I said, we're trying to just focus on tornado warnings today. Because today is a high risk day, which has significant. This was just like a slight risk or an enhanced risk. And we didn't have a potential significant tornado outbreak, then I would be looking at severe thunderstorm warnings, but I'm not today because of this. Now, we do have, it seems like our rotation might have recycled. It's right to the south of Calera right now in Alabama. Moving northeast, we go, that's where we're just at, but let's go to CC. See if we have a CC drop. And it doesn't seem like we do. Maybe this right here, that would be the only thing that could be one. Let me see how big that is. Alright, that's around almost a mile. It's around almost a mile. So that'd be a pretty small CC drop. We're not actually too small, but we could have a CC drop around right there. It's kind of hard. I'm not going to call it a CC drop because I'm uncertain. But that does match up right with our hook here. This is just a textbook supercell, or at least it was before. Now it's kind of getting embedded in rain and starting to get cut off. But when it was by Brent in Centerville, when it produced that potentially strong tornado, actually, well, there's reports of extensive damage, so it was probably a strong tornado. And by looking at radar, you could tell that. Back then it was a textbook supercell. Now, like I said, it's kind of getting embedded in rain. So yeah, it's still a tornado emergency. Yeah, still a tornado emergency. So let's go to anything else we can look at. Let's look at Echo Tops real quick. Just see how tall this is. Now it's kind of hard. Oh yeah, we can't. We're not gonna be able to see how tall it is. Let's go to the Gadsden cell and see how tall the echoes on this is. And 48,000, dang. Almost 50,000, so that's a pretty tall storm right there. Not the tallest I've ever seen. Not the tallest I've ever seen, but it's a pretty tall storm, and we can't really take a look at our southern one. Our one that's in central Alabama with a tornado emergency. We can't take a look at that because of how close it is to the radar. If it was a little further away from the radar, that would be much better, but it's not. And we're lucky this wasn't just a few miles to the northwest, because then it would have hit the radar, which would have not been good. So let's go to velocity again, see if we have a new scan. I'm sure we do. And yeah, we do. So it's starting to get wrapped up again. We have winds moving towards the radar right here, and from the radar right here. It's getting very wrapped up again. And we go to correlation coefficient. Let's see if we have a CC drop. We'd expect it to be Really, that could be it right there. Let me see. So looking for it right there. That matches up. Yeah, that matches up. So I'd say we could have. I think we do have a CC drop with this. To be honest. So yeah, I'd say we do. That matches up perfectly. It's right over Springs Junction, which that's not good. So that was probably like a small town or something. Columbia's bigger. That's right to the northwest. Hopefully this goes to the southeast of Columbia. Columbiana, I think. Sorry. So yeah, very strong storms tonight. And let's go over to the SPC again. We haven't had a whole lot of reports today. We go to storm reports. We've only had around 10 now. Doesn't seem like a significant number considering last Wednesday we already had. I think last Wednesday we had 50. From just last Wednesday when we had the tornado outbreak. This time reports may not seem like a lot, but it's gonna go up. Because I'm pretty sure last Wednesday at night it was only around like 25, 30 reports, maybe even less, and then it's now 50, so it's gonna go up probably, and we still have ongoing tornadoes, so I'm expecting this number to go up, maybe even. I'm not gonna give any estimates on how high or how much tornado reports we could actually get with this, but that number is gonna go up for sure, and I'll talk about it in tomorrow's video, about how much we actually have had. Also, yeah, now it's cholera or Caloros now, still tornado emergency. So let's take a look and see if we have a new velocity scan of this. Hopefully we do, and I don't. Yeah, this is new. This is new. So still very wrapped up. It's right to the northeast of Springs Junction. It went through Springs Junction, and we have still very strong, or very tight circulation right there. And okay, all right. Let's see. Wait, wrong tool, sorry. We have around, that's 35 to -10, around 45. Go over to radar scope here just for a comparison. I'm a little bit more used to radar scope. So let's go over here. This is our supercell we were just watching, really close to the radar. Yeah, pretty decent circulation on radar scope also. Just kind of nice to see a comparison. So this is pretty tight circulation here. Let's go over to CC. Let's actually. All right. Wait. Okay. We're gonna see if we have a CC drop. Seems like we could have one. This is around a minute later. We could have one maybe right there. Let's go to velocity. See if we have the new velocity scan out, or wait till it to come out so you can see if we have the actual CC drop. So this rotation continued moving northeast. Okay, yeah, so that's likely a CC drop. That matches up perfectly with the circulation. So that's likely a CC drop, which that's not good. We probably still have a tornado on the ground. It did recycle for a little bit, but it seems to have re-strengthened. Now the 651 scan does seem to have broadened out a lot. It's right to the northeast of Springs Junction. It's gonna go towards right to the north of Hillsdale probably. Hopefully it misses Hillsdale. This is another good thing about Radar Omega, is it shows smaller towns and stuff. Oh, yes, we have an extension of the tornado warning. I probably just didn't notice. This has probably been out for a while, but tornado observe. This is another tornado emergency, so it's for Columbiana, and Childersburg is another big town that's just gotten put into that extension. So, dangerous situation with that storm right there. Go back up to Gadsden. This cell is no longer tornado warned. Does seem like we still have maybe some rotation right to the southeast of Hoax Bluff, but not significant rotation at all. And just so many flash flood warnings with this, though. Now let's take a look, see how many tornado warnings we have. So we have 2 right there. We have 1 in North Carolina. Yes, we need to go check that. That expires in a few minutes, but this is something that was kind of weird because the SPC did the good thing. They put this area on a marginal risk for today. of a 2% tornado risk. I think that's a good call. We can see we have a bunch of little storms here with a little bit of rotation right to the where we have our tornado warning, which is right here. It's radar indicated. Right to the south of Albemarle, we have circulation. Not significant circulation, just pretty broad. We do have that though, and this line of storm seems to be kind of linear, but seems to be a little bit linear. And then we even have maybe a supercell on the southern side of this. Or maybe even a few of them by Pageland. Or Pageland, sorry. We've been a few of them. This one right here likely has large hail, just looking at the DBZs. We can see if we have a CC drop with that. Just kind of see if we have hail, maybe. See if that'll work. First, yeah, this is warned for 1,000, or no, oh my god. This is warned, this is tornado possible, with hail of 1 inch and winds of 70 miles per hour. We could have maybe some hail right here. That is kind of getting picked up on CC a little bit. So that's something to just note right there. We have some storms even in North Carolina and South Carolina, so a pretty large event still. This is just a significant event. And let's go back to Alabama, or Central Alabama, where we have our tornado emergencies. We've had tornado emergencies here for like an hour now. That's a pretty long time to have tornado emergencies, but we still have a really nice hooking supercell. And likely a tornado on the ground still with this. This is going towards Columbiana. And that's not good because that is a higher population center. With the 651 scan, let's wait for the 650. We haven't gotten a scan in a while, so let's see if we'll get that. I'm pretty sure it's probably closer to Columbiana now. It's probably really close to Columbiana. We just need to wait for this new scan to come out. Hopefully it goes right to the south of town, but it looks like it could hit Columbiana. Alright, so that's alright. Yeah. So just wait for this new scan. It's gonna take a while. Don't know why. Alright, 655. Yeah, here we go. It's on top of Columbiana almost, right to the south of town. And we also can see we have pretty broad rotation, but it is still there. Definitely a pretty big deal still. And let's take a look at CC. Actually, let's circle this first. And we're gonna go over to CC, see if that matches up with, or see if we have a CC drop. Then we're gonna see if it matches up with where we have our potential tornado or TBS. We do have a CC drop right here, which kind of matches up. Now that doesn't look like a classic CC drop, so I'm not gonna call it that. But it does look like we could have a CC drop right to the south of Columbiana. So potential tornado with this storm still. This is a long track storm. It might if it did have a tornado. Okay, yeah, I think it does still. This is the 656 scan. That might be a debris ball right there to the southeast of Columbiana. I think that's a debris ball. Let's go to velocity. Hopefully we have the 656 scan. Let's wait for the 656 scan to come out, because if we have a debris ball, that's pretty significant. Maybe we have the 656 CC drop scan out, or CC scan, sorry. Oh, yeah, that's a CC drop right there to the southeast of Columbiana. So we have a tornado likely on the ground to the southeast of Columbiana. Right to the northwest of Kingdom Crossroads. So, tornado in progress, most likely. And let's go back to velocity, hopefully it's now out. Nope, still not out. I'd like to see, oh, yep, it tightened up again. Might have recycled again. And pretty strong rotation right here. Actually, very strong. Go over to radar scope, and we still haven't even got the 656 scan on radar scope, so let's just give that a second. But this is just a significant situation here. This doesn't look like an extremely strong tornado on radar, but it doesn't really matter what it looks like on radar right now. The National Weather Service has it under a tornado emergency, so if you're in this, just take shelter. Now let's go over to radar scope. Yeah, it tightened up on radar scope. Well, I expected it to tighten up on radar scope, but I was just looking at radar scope to kind of get a comparison because I'm more used to using radar scope. But we can still see we have Pretty tight circulation. This is a lawn track supercell. This thing has been producing potential tornadoes for a long time. The strongest one was way back here by Brent and Centerville. Centerville has extensive damage in some areas. So we'll have to see we'll have to see what this tornado gets rated. But we have a debris ball right here, which that's pretty significant. We don't see debris balls too often. So yeah, let's go back to here. Let's see if we have any new warnings. Now there's two tornado emergencies, and that's what this cell we're watching right now. And counties in this extension, they are Talladega and Shelby County, in Alabama, central Alabama. And we have a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings in Kentucky, North Carolina, and a lot of flash flood warnings also. So, yeah, and here, wait a second. Here, wait, I'm gonna go get some water real quick. My throat kind of hurts. So we're back. All right, y'all. So it's gonna take a little bit. I have to go do something else also. But I'm gonna leave it on the radar. I'm gonna be back probably. It'll be a little bit. I'm sorry. I wasn't planning on. I was planning on live streaming today because I have school and other personal stuff going on. I don't have a whole lot of time. Here, wait a second. All right, sorry. I had the stream in the background. Because I have it running always on my other monitor to make sure we don't have any. It doesn't freeze or anything. But I'm gonna leave it zoomed out, and I'm just gonna leave it like this. I'll be back. It'll be a little bit. I'm sorry, but I will be back. But yes. So yeah, I'll be back. Bye. Alright everyone, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm gonna be ending the stream soon here. Probably at around 7:45, but right now things do seem to have quieted down a little bit. Yeah, things do seem to have quieted down a little bit. We don't have a whole lot of activity going on anymore. This is our latest scan here from Reflectivity, sorry. We don't have any tornado warnings, actually. We go to the alerts, just a bunch of severe thunderstorm warnings, still a pretty big deal. No tornado warnings, though. Our storm has now kind of turned more linear, and our Gadsden cell is in Georgia. It's in Floyd County, sorry. So yeah, everything seems to be calming down a little bit now. Some stuff in the chat did happen. This outbreak is getting bad, yeah. Sorry I was gone for a while, but it does seem like things have quieted down a little bit now. I'm not expecting it to stay that way, sorry, and we're likely going to have more tornado warnings and maybe even a few more tornadoes tonight, maybe even several more tornadoes. It's kind of uncertain. But tonight's not over at all. And before I go, I'm going to go look at some severe thunderstorm warnings. I'm sorry these live streams, especially like last Wednesday and stuff, they're not long. That's because I have school and I'm really busy with personal stuff right now also. But I am expecting, if anything happens during spring break, which I have spring break the first week of April, I will be live streaming pretty much the whole day. Hopefully if we do have a severe weather outbreak in April and anywhere in the US, it'll happen during spring break, so I'll be able to cover it better. But up in southern Tennessee here, so to the southeast of Jackson, we have some linear storms of large hail and damaging winds with them. And we have some even up in the southern Indiana and northern Kentucky. We have severe thunderstorm warnings right now. This one by Evansville. We have this little storm right here. Maybe even kind of looks like a supercell. Maybe a really tiny one. It's a small storm. And not a lot of rotation with it. So maybe not a supercell. It might appear to be maybe a mini supercell. And that is in our enhanced risk for severe weather, which we can tell because of this line that goes right here. That's orange. This line that goes here is slight. So this is slight risk. This is enhanced, and down off the screen right here is moderate risk line. Now we have a hail producing storm by Frankfort also in Kentucky. Let's go to the Louisville radar, or Louisville, and pretty large hail with this. It's warned for 1.75 inch hail. We can look at 3D real quick. And sorry, I kind of forgot how to use. Yeah, what I do is I drag this. We want to zoom out. You can see this is a pretty tall storm. These 3Ds aren't as good as GR2s. Which actually, speaking of that, I'm planning on getting GR2 probably during or the end of spring break, or really maybe the second or third week of April. So by mid-April, or by the end of April, I most likely have GR2 for sure. Or I'm gonna have it fixed. I'm trying to figure out if I should get GR3 additionally. I'm probably gonna do GR2 during spring break, and hopefully it'll actually work right. So yeah, I gotta fix that. I don't know if I should get GR3 or GR2. I'm thinking I'm gonna spend the money and go GR2. GR3, it's good and stuff, but GR2, it's much better. There's more stuff you can do with it. One of those is 3Ds, which are kind of helpful. So I'm planning on going with that. But I gotta run about the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back with more videos tomorrow. But